Okay, thank you very much for this opportunity. Now I'll try to present the point of view of the regulator, because I'm a regulator and I would like to present a good practice according to my opinion. I have to say that I was working for the Department of Licensing and Inspection for about 20 years, and now I'm working on education and training in my agency. And I think that, yes, we have to present these good practices. Good practice not to implement and to apply appropriate procedures, but good practices is something more, something that will take with it and other stakeholders for the optimization. So, we're talking about optimization, but we all know that first of all, we need to have something in our legislation. Without any requirement, the things get very, very difficult. And that's the situation in Greece. It is very clearly stated in the regulation that medical exposures must be optimized, not should. Moreover, you should have a requirement, but also you should have requirements about training and education on all these things. So all the people involved in medical exposure should be appropriately trained, of course. And we're talking about not only theoretical training, because in theory everything is very easy and is very good, but practical training on practice. And secondly, this competence of the personnel has to be verified somehow, and usually this is the role of the authority to verify this competence. In regulations, additionally, someone can find requirements about qualified experts, or with the new directive, medical physics expert, radiation protection expert, etc., recognition requirements, and some requirements about the recognition of the syllabi of medical schools, because the physicians should have appropriate training in order to be capable to understand what optimization is, in order to create a common code with them and to exchange information. And of course, that's the future or the present for some of the European countries. We are expecting in some weeks to have the European directive in our legislation finally. And what do we expect? We expect enhanced requirements on education and training, appropriate recognition approval mechanisms for the experts, increased requirements on optimization of medical exposures, and active engagement of the personnel in the implementation of the optimization principle. And of course, requirement regarding safety culture. That's the umbrella. Not radiation protection culture, safety culture, and we have to keep this in mind. And why I said all this? Because I think this is the base in order to have good practices in medicine. And that's the case. This is one of the many hospitals in the Athens region, Attica region. It's Konstantopoulio Hospital. Don't imagine something very large or the best hospital in the world. However, it's a hospital with personnel, they want to do something more. Not only provide health services, they want to take it somewhere further in terms of safety. So, what do they have in their CD department? They have two multi-slice systems, and they perform about 16,000 CD examinations annually. They try to provide many special examinations like coronography, PLography, etc. I'm not the specialist to describe or to analyze and to tell you what do they do, but they are very proud of it. Advanced capabilities for image processing, etc., and digital patient archive system. That's really information I took from the site of the hospital in the internet, and of course you can find the same information as myself. However, what do they do also? Because when we're talking about optimization, and it was also already mentioned here, optimization not only about doses, optimization for all the services and all the operations in the hospital. We need to have a very good quality management system. And they have an umbrella quality management system based on the standard ISO 9001, and it covers all the administrative procedures and issues in the hospital. However, they support this quality management system with another system based on 17025 standard, which is a standard for bodies performing measurements. And it is used by departments performing radiodiagnostic procedures. Additionally, they have expressed the commitment to safety and to radiation protection because they set, the hospital sets radiation protection as one of its top priorities, not only as a city department, but as a hospital. And this is also expresses the commitment of the management. And about the personnel. The personnel is working as a team regarding radiation protection. They have active participation in the implementation of the quality management system for a number of years now. They interact, cooperate, collaborate, and they have this continuous need for improvement to all the types of procedures. And everyday work is in line with higher standards of quality and safety, not the base. They want to all the time to rise up. And of course, management is very satisfied and appreciates the combined work of the staff within the hospital. So, however, we said that education and training is the base. So they are capable of providing education and training to physicians on radiology, to radiologists on CT procedures and on non-interventional angioradiology, and to technologists. And this training is not only in radiation protection, you can understand that it covers the whole area of specialization. And of course, radiologists from this hospital participate as lecturers to educational courses organized by the Hellenic Radiology Association and by the Athens University. As an example, last April, this two-day workshop was organized by the hospital, and it was dedicated on gastrointestinal interventional gastroenterology. However, this workshop was supported by all the departments of the hospital together and the CD department. Additionally, they have research activities. They have done a lot of significant scientific work on the development of research protocols in cooperation with other departments within this hospital, as well as with other hospitals. They work on virtual reality applications in CT imaging. They work a lot on issues related to interventional radiology, and they participate in efforts on the development of medical software. In this respect, they have numerous oral and poster presentations in national and international conferences. They have also taken an award in a national conference, and they have several publications. Moreover, they have a letter of appreciation from the Maxima European project, and we have to say that this project is for increasing the research and innovation capacity of EU universities in the field of breast cancer modeling, and especially we're talking about three-dimensional breast cancer models for X-ray imaging research. Furthermore, 2 staff members of the radiology department were chosen by the European Society of Gastrointestinal Endoscopy to participate in the development of radiation protection guidelines. And talking about publication, there are numerous publications on CT issues and on more general radiology issues like mammography, cardiology, orthopedics, etc., etc. And of course, I cannot go through all this list of applications, and it's not my point. However, I have to point out that a lot of these Greek names, it's not only physicians and medical physicists, but also technologists, because in the department, the research team works as a team and includes all members of the personnel in this kind of activities. And regarding patient safety, they have been awarded with the HURE Safe Imaging Star. Is one of approximately 80 hospitals in Europe with 5 stars, which is the maximum number of stars. And we have to say that this EuroSafe Imaging is an initiative designed to identify and recognize imaging facilities worldwide that embody best practice in radiation protection. Regarding the roles of the people within this hospital on the optimization, first of all, I have to mention to talk about the medical physicist with a key role, because she created a common code among the members of the personnel in this radiology department, and they can communicate easily on radiation protection issues. She's involved in several scientific platforms and fora, creates communication channels, as I said, supports and triggers safety culture, supervises the implementation of the radiation protection program of the hospital, as well as of the quality management system, and I'm talking about the part within this hospital, provides training on radiation protection, and follows advances in medical applications of ionizing radiation technology and RP. I think that these are all the elements of the medical physics expert according to the new directive, or radiation protection expert, you can call it as you want. Regarding radiologists and technologists, they're aware of radiation protection, effectively contribute to the optimization of medical exposures with a questioning attitude and openness, and of course transparency during their communication. Excuse me for the third bullet, but it's continuous supervision of applied protocols. And they are all committed to dose reduction, not to zero the doses, but to ALARA, as already mentioned, in order to have the best diagnostic result. However, I'm a regulator. And one of the things I know, and I said at the beginning of this presentation, is that in order to have hospitals with this willingness to optimize, you should have an umbrella to protect them. And I think that the regulatory authority could play this role together with the professional association, of course. And Greek Atomic Energy Commission, among the other responsibilities, is responsible for education and training. And through the provision of education and training, tries to support all these optimization activities. Information is provided through the website, social media, the organization of events, information material provided to hospitals and to the public, media relations, corporations, etc. And when we're talking about optimization and about improvement, the authority has to provide an example. That's why for all the services provided by DIT, they are based on this quality management, integrated management system, an umbrella, a 9001 management system, and below that, different quality management system based on 17025, 70020, and 299090, which is for the provision of education and training. So we provide education and training, but according to specific procedures and specific standards. And of course, this provision of education and training is based on a strategy. We look to the needs, we look what is the situation, we organize the provision and training, and we review and revise appropriately. And also, we also participate in research activities regarding optimization and stakeholder involvement. And one of these activities is the program ENGAGE, which is funded by the CONCEPT program. And the scope of this project is the improvement of the governance of radiological risks by strengthening and enhancing stakeholder engagement process in relation to radiation protection policy and practice. And at national level, we run the program AVRA. AVRA has, the goal of AVRA is to evaluate the national radiation protection system, to establish and evaluate indexes regarding radiation protection system, and of course to provide education and information for the sensitization of the public on radiation protection issues. Thank you very much.